It's been quite a long time since we talked to you guys, at least in English. Tonight we're going to show you Days Gone, as you can see, and it's already very pretty. And as usual, Driftwood is going to do the playing and most of the talking. Hi, Driftwood.
Hi, Blim, and hi everyone. And yes, we're back, and then we're offline for different reasons. The main reason is when you see this, I'll be in the UK on vacation, so I won't be able to live stream the game, which is a bit of a shame. And it should be for you today. It might be today or tonight, depending on what time it is for you when you watch this. But it should be the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. That's a day before the official release of the game. And we can actually show you a little more than on Monday, because you probably saw the few videos we prepared. We also did sort of commented video of the beginning of the game in French. So I'm not sure you've seen it as it's in full French, but at least there are no spoilers if you don't understand French. And we couldn't do that in English because basically we were only allowed to show 60 minutes of gameplay. And well, we want to take a chance showing like 30 minutes of French and English, in case they consider that the first 30 minutes do not always things do not exactly happen in the same way, depending on what you do, or it's open world. So yeah, so that's why you didn't get the. Also, I was supposed to play the game and I had very little time left. So sorry if I'm not making myself very clear, but basically we had to make a choice, and the choice was to show you this on the day before release, and we're more free to actually share our opinion, even though I still haven't completed the game. It's April the 18th, and I only have tonight and tomorrow before I leave, so I probably won't finish it. But I've played quite a long time already, so should be able
Sleeping
to.
is for the weak. So
Yeah, well, when all you do
is
play video games, I guess that's okay. But I also have a day job, so that's not going to happen, especially tomorrow.
Who cares?
It's a long day. So I wanted to start with this, which is a mission, a main mission that is not exactly in the beginning of the game. It's in the third camp. You have different camps. Survivors live there. There's someone who's in charge of the camp, and they all have their own personality and let's say creed, more or less. And this is Iron Mike, one of the guys, the leader of the Lost Lake camp. And I wanted to show you this because basically you get to see a horde. There's not going to be any action, but at least you get to see many freakers at the same time on the screen. And that's when you learn a few things about them also. Things that we, basically knew a little bit, that they are weaker in the daytime, and that they can be found in certain places of the map, and that you can choose to attack them, but you need to be prepared if you do, because it's when there's so many of them. Even
it's a lot.
Yeah, even 50 or let's say 100. I think the maximum is 500. And you never really know when you find a horde. You never know if it's a small one or a bigger one. There's
what's the point to attack them? Do you have resources you could get from them?
I think it's more about trying to get rid of them, and there are rewards you get, just as in any other missions, and those rewards. And there's probably also a sort of storyline around those, nests you have to find. But like I said, I haven't completed the game. I've taken out like 2 hordes maybe, and rather small one. I think the first one was 50, and the second one was maybe 100 or a bit more. And it was in the, it was not in a specific place that we're traveling, and so there was no like red barrel I could use to explode or anything. I had to use my own ammo and equipment, and I managed. But you really need to upgrade your character. You have three bars, more or less. Like there's the life bar, the stamina bar, and the focus bar. And I would say, but this is just my opinion, that stamina and focus, which is like allows you to trigger sort of bullet time effect. I think that's really important when you want to take down a horde, because you need to be able to run a lot or dodge. And also using focus, it gives you more time to actually kill.
Can you turn back and show the view of the lake? Yeah,
This is hell.
Okay.
Well, you don't get to
Like
see
that.
much. See, they're going home in the day, like sort of nesting in a place. There are also smaller nests which you have to burn down. Those are like secondary missions, but usually like you burn one and you have a bunch coming out of it, and you can either just shoot them down, just leave. So I'm just going to skip, so you don't get to see too much. And so about the lake, what do you want to say?
Like I said in the beginning of this live, well, offline, I guess. This is clearly a very, very pretty game, but what we see in the distance is not great.
No,
on the other side of the lake, that's it's a bit jarring.
Yeah,
I would say.
It's overall. I would say sometimes you feel like it's a mixed bag. Where you have those incredible lighting effects. I mean, the lighting in general looks incredible, photorealistic at times, I would say, even, and very nice landscapes overall, but lots of pop-up effects, issues, and also in the distance it's not that nice, especially if you play on a big TV and you're close to the screen. And there are also, I mean, at least in the version I'm playing, I've been playing for more than a week now. It's slowdowns, especially on the bike, which is obviously a disappointment and a sort of a letdown for a Sony exclusive, because people would just compare it to other games like God of War or Uncharted, and the upcoming The Last of Us Part 2, obviously. And even though those games are not open world games per se,
It makes a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Well, you could say that some part of Uncharted is almost open world, but Uncharted 4, but Madagascar it was.
Yeah, for example, the island also, where when you're on the boat, where you could actually explore more freely. But and also I think the main difference is that this Days Gone is running on Unreal Engine 4, which is not a Sony engine, and which has issues when it comes to open world games, and even on PC. So I'd say
this game managed to push the engine quite a lot.
Well, it doesn't look like I'm
nitpicking with the distance. Well, not nitpicking. I really don't like it. But what you see up close is really, really impressive for the most part.
Yeah, it is. Some textures are a bit poor, obviously.
We saw that on the stream yesterday.
And but to me the main issue is really the slowdowns. Frame rate takes a hit. I haven't checked precisely with your plugin, but I would say
you'll be able to with the new plugin. Actually works.
Oh, does it?
On 4K, it does.
Oh, great. So the thing is, I would say it's the low 20s sometimes. Probably even even less in very specific occasions, like arriving in some camps, and I've also I'm under the impression that when you don't actually when you don't leave the game after playing, when just use the that option that you can actually continue playing after you turn off
The infamous sleep mode.
yeah, the sleep mode. Sometimes it worked for a while, but there was a moment when the game was really there was there were like slowdowns all the time, even just walking around.
The usual issue with sleep mode.
So I would advise you not to use it. But so it's April the 18th, like I said, and the version I'm playing is
maybe there is a 1.03 release.
Yeah, that's 02.
Yeah.
And just mentions like bug fixes or localization fixes, so nothing big. So it could be improved greatly, or just a little bit, or before it's released. And I won't be there to see. So if Dafton can actually see it, then maybe we'll let you know. If you can actually see an improvement, we'll tell you.
Defton doesn't care.
I know, just saying that. So that's like I would say like the third area in that you see in the game. Like I said, it's more like each area has a camp of survivors and a leader that you refer to when you go on missions for them, which allows you to earn credits that you can only use in the camp for which you work. And the more you work for them, the more trust they have, and then you gain their trust, and you gain levels of trust, and you can have access to new gear that you can buy in the camps. So that's a pretty actually a motivating way to make you want to keep playing the missions, whether they are main or secondary ones. And I think it works well, and it also allows you to get to know the different characters pretty well. See, there's wildlife too, and it's a game that takes its time basically to tell its story. And well, I can show you the map. Something I couldn't show first. So that's where you start here. This part of the world. Then you visit this side. Well, it's pretty much both at the same time, where you go from Copeland's camp to Tucker, I think it is, and then you go a little bit more south to the Lost Lake. And first thing I said to myself when I saw the map is just, well, it doesn't seem to be very, very big. It's well, it's okay, but I was afraid that it would be a bit small for an open world. But it turns out something happens in the game at some point, and the map extends, and then you get more or less the same size. Maybe it's a bit smaller, and it didn't really compare, but the same size added to this, which obviously is very nice, because then you have more activities, more things to do, more characters to meet, and more story to discover. And there are different stories. Obviously, Deacon St. John, the main character, is has been crushed by the death of his wife, and he's trying to understand what happened to her. And that's just one of the main arc. And you also have those people, the Nero guys. We're going to go there, who are like army/scientists, those who were in charge of taking care of people when the outbreak happened. And there's also something about them studying the freakers, so learning about them. So you get different stories and smaller ones about some of the secondary characters you meet. And it's like I said, it's quite engaging. You really want to keep playing to see more, to know more, and that's what makes it appealing, I would say, despite the technical issues. I
Can you
mentioned.
swim in the game?
No, you can't. But I would say
What happens? You just drown?
I don't
Or-
know. I never tried. I mean, you
Okay.
either you can walk if it's not deep enough, or I'm guessing like invisible walls, something like that. It happens
Okay.
sometimes in the world. So yeah. So I'm going to take you to one of those Nero sort of. I'm not sure if it's a checkpoint or just a chopper that went down. Although, yeah, I'm not going to go there because it's going to start a mission. Where's my bike? Yeah, it's here. Do I have enough fuel, gas? Yeah, should be okay. I'm going to go this way because... And then you get to see a little bit of the scenery too.
Yeah.
So if you have questions or if you think of anything that I should mention...
Honestly, I'm watching and admiring the lighting. It's really something.
Yeah, it is. It is. Oops.
Like I said yesterday in the French live, not right here, but some of the stuff you were doing before we started this recording, it really reminded me of Alan Wake in terms of the by night. Of
But
course.
it's Oregon. So
Yeah, it's not so far from Washington.
the funny thing is, there was I guess, sort of a press tour or something, and the Sunny PR, French PR, was there, and he posted a picture of him on Facebook that I actually saw, and it was a view of the cliff at the end of the Goonies, as it was there that they actually shot the movie. So it was a sort of a pilgrimage, actually, trying to find the different locations.
It was the Oregon coast.
Yeah, so that was nice. I haven't found anyone or anything that seems to be a tongue-in-cheek reference to. Oops, sorry. To the Goonies in the game, but maybe there is something.
Is there a shunk guy somewhere, maybe?
Maybe. Well, there are like bigger figures. Oh, it's starting to snow. So if I maybe hang
So
around.
this is all dynamic and completely random?
Yeah, it's just,
So some mission, I guess, they forced the weather
yeah,
and things
yeah,
like that?
for the missions they do, but like when you're in the open world, it can start raining or snowing. It doesn't snow everywhere on the map, but this area it snows, and it actually gets all white and everything when it does, which is nice. But it disappears very quickly when the snow stops falling, and yeah, it's not like it's on and off, but it's, you turn the camera around and suddenly you realize, okay, there's no snow anymore, and well, it's not realistic. Well, it's not gonna no snow anymore, so you won't get to see that. But there's I have prepared a video that you can, a 10-minute 4K video of landscapes. There's about 5 gigs. Oops, missed my turn.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I didn't even realize. So there's some sort of GPS on the map?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Yellow is usually the main missions.
Okay, also something I mentioned this afternoon when we were talking about the game, and I noticed only in screenshots is, well, we can't see it right now, but there is a HUD that appears in the lower left of the game when things have to be shown, and it's one of the ugliest HUD I've seen in a AAA game for quite a long time. The HP focus gauges are really, it's basically just a rectangle. It's quite amazing that everything seems so polished and everything, and this looks so, it's almost like a Flash game from 10 years ago. Really strange. I guess we'll see it if you get into a fight at some point.
Well, this, which is probably going to happen now.
Good.
Ouch.
Again, that's a nitpick, of course. But look at this. It's amazing, honestly.
Well, the thing is, you can't deactivate it. The only thing you can do with the HUD is you can add
Well,
like.
it disappears if it's not
Yeah.
useful anymore. So it's, well, I guess you could hiding the map, the mini map on the lower right would be nice for immersion.
Yeah, but you can't. You can just add like the damage
Yeah.
points when you shoot on the enemies, which is off by default, which I think is a good idea because I don't see why people would want to see that. It's not Destiny sort of games. It's not an RPG. So here I am. This is a Nero research site. It's not a checkpoint like I've shown in the French offline sort of video we made yesterday, but it's something you need to reach, and usually when it happens you need to use the bike, so it's never difficult. You need to find just the spot where you can actually reach that place that you won't be able to reach on foot, like this, and then you get to get this a Nero injector, and where you can choose whether you want to improve your health, stamina, or focus, which like I said is pretty interesting, and there are a bunch in the world with it. And you also have like audio logs that I'm not going to play because it's the it plays on the controller, so it sounds pretty cool like this, but I haven't seen any option in the game where you can actually, I don't think there's anything. See, I don't know why it's around 5.1, but
have you already explained how the saving system works?
I haven't. You need your bike basically.
Well, I could show it, but because I just saw a prompt that you weren't allowed to save, so.
Well, here you can quick save, which is very convenient because it's very quick, or you can press the option button and save the game and choose your slot.
Right.
Which is
Yeah,
cool.
that's of course you don't have to be in a near fight, I guess.
No. If there's someone threatening you, you're not going to be able to save. Then there are also checkpoints, obviously.
So auto save.
Yeah, auto save, and several of them actually. If you're afraid, if I show you here, for example, if I load my game, you can see that there are quite a few auto saves. So.
Indeed.
So what I could do is I could load something else that actually show a little bit in. I'm going to show you what happens when you're not careful, basically. So which means I'm going to die, but on purpose. So let me show you. Okay, so where is it? It's how many bodies, and then you get to see also the loading time. I actually moved the game on a external SSD. Not sure it's made the loading times faster, maybe a little bit, but the longest one is the one when you launch the game. Okay. So, if this place is familiar, it's because you...
Be careful, Deacon.
That's the place we
Remember,
saw the
there's
first time we saw the game.
There's a big fucking horde here? Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, it sure is.
Thanks, Deacon out.
Well, it's been changed. There weren't any building around it, if I remember correctly. Or am I wrong?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually. So, I'm going to show you a Nero checkpoint thing. And maybe I can show you why this place is not the best place to make a mistake. But you should know. See over there?
Oops. Oh yeah.
Blim has fallen down the toilets, apparently.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was putting away my second keyboard because the cat was sitting on it.
So that's just in one building. You have to imagine there's more everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's really, if you want to, you don't want to attract them if you're not prepared. So this camp is a
I just saw something that I really, really, really don't like. It seems like there is very low gravity when you fall.
yeah, I would
When
say it's
you're
a
jumping from it. It's really, really jarring.
it's a bit like I would say it reminds me a bit of Uncharted. So maybe it was improved in 4, but something that you know,
It really looks off.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
Didn't bother me.
very odd.
So
Well, anyway,
this is a Nero camp, Nero checkpoint, more or less, and you know the injection I found. There's one inside one of the 2 buildings here, but you need to open them, and you need to. Yeah, there's no power, so you need to find some fuel so you can then turn on the machine that actually powers the whole thing. But in these places, you also have these here that actually. Oh no, they're not here. So I'm not gonna be able to show anything. Oh, what happened? Usually it doesn't actually save after. So you have those speakers, and if you put the power back on, and the speakers, some of the speakers are left, and there's none left, so which is great. They have like sort of a tape, or it's like a recording, telling people you have to come here or something like that, a warning, and it attracts everyone in the area. Problem is, if there's a horde in the area, you're going to attract everyone, and I mean everyone, and this is something you don't want to do. I'm just going to check if I have another save that's called how many bodies. I just have 2. That's odd because oh no, I have one here. Okay, so I'm going to try this one, so you can see what happens when you forget one, because sometimes it's only like 2 or 3 speakers, and that's okay. Yeah, that's the one. And and you can see there's a bit of
Be careful,
of
Deacon.
snow again,
Remember, there's
and then it's going
There's
to
a big
stop.
fucking horde here? Yeah, I remember. Thanks, Deacon out.
We get to see some weather effects, and there's also the
yeah,
thunder.
and it's becoming white
left
on
behind
the
this
floor,
time.
Yeah.
on the ground. Also. Yeah, nice.
But like I say, it's going to disappear very quickly as soon as. So see, there's one speaker here. So you're careful. You're okay. I'm not going to forget this one, because I know what's going to happen. The first time it happened to me was the beginning of the game, so we only attracted a couple of freakers, so that was fine. Although I have to say, I probably hid at the time because I really wasn't sure I could handle them. So we have a few here on the roof. So what you want to do to make sure is just you want to follow the wires, the cables here, and make sure that you don't forget anything. But I'm going to forget 1 or 2 that I'm going to show you before, so you see that it's not that they're hidden. It's just that one of them is actually hidden here. But so here, see, there's one here.
So you're supposed to shoot it.
Yeah.
Shoot it. It isn't going to
No, that
make the outcome.
no. Well, when it's just like a couple of shots, that's okay, unless they're really around here somewhere, just in the outside in the wild.
Why did it take it 2 seconds to get down from 2 meters? Anyway,
Because it's not too heavy. So and I'm going to show you. So there's a
it's full of helium.
yeah, there's a cable here, and it goes up to here. So there's one here. See?
Wow. Okay.
And I'm going to forget this one because I haven't seen it.
You're crazy like that.
I am. And now it's raining. And there's thunder. Yeah. And I've played this a couple of times. It's always because I have a save, so there's snow in the beginning, but usually it's when I tried this afternoon capturing footage, it usually was sunny after that. It never rained and there was no thunderstorm or anything. So it's nice to see that.
Basically, what you're saying is that it's random.
It's random and it's nice because you never really know. Oh, I'm going to take this. And then I can use. No, I can't. Oh yes, on the special weapon. Remind me to actually change my gear also, because that's not a gun I want, even though I know I'm going to die. So I need to find gas. I need to find gas. Oh.
Generator.
There's one here.
Fuel.
What fuel? And we talked about that, but your bike can be upgraded. So when I was talking about gaining trust and different levels of trust in the different camps, it's important because you can get new guns that you can buy, but you can also get new parts for your bike. So have a bigger tank for the fuel, because you're going to run out of fuel pretty often. I can tell you that. And make it more because it has a sort of life gauge also, so make it more. So here,
Damn it. That's gonna bring them all down on me.
well, the thing is, maybe I shouldn't have left the one on the left, because maybe it's going to attract. I'm going to check.
So you're thinking it's directional?
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. So see, they're pissed.
Yeah, angry. Yeah.
So I could run away, obviously.
All right.
Where's the fun in that?
Well, the thing is, when there's a horde, and if you take down, let's say, 20, and then you leave and then you come back, the 20 won't be back. So it's better to run away and survive than just to be eaten alive, I would say. So
Oh yeah, maybe you could mention what just happened here.
what do you mean?
Just this quality of life things that just happened when you took all the things that were on the counter.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's just sometimes there are different things that you can collect, but thankfully you don't need to collect each one of them. So it's not going to
Individually, you
Yeah.
get them. You get all of them at once.
at once, which is obviously very nice.
Looking at you, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, are we?
Oh yeah.
So we're going to go outside.
What happened here?
I'm hearing some noise.
Oh yeah, there are people, but I'm not sure if the horde is still.
Red barrel.
Yeah, pretty convenient. They are.
Yeah, I don't think everyone is here.
No, they probably went back home. Well, that's fine. I didn't die, so I can play with the horde.
So does the horde have stamina? At some point we will stop running.
Oh yeah. Well, you still run a little bit, but you don't sprint, so they usually catch up pretty quick.
Yeah, but we will stop running at some point. Or we oh this is not good.
Oops. Sorry, the aiming was terrible. And also, rolling is using stamina too, so that makes it difficult to.
So you can't open doors and things like that.
Oh, they don't need doors anyway, so yeah, I think they can. No, I don't think they open doors, but they go through windows or anything that they climb up. They're not going to let go of you. And I'm not equipped to deal with such a big horde anyway, so just trying to run as fast as I can, and maybe I've managed to actually Oh, there's one here.
Oh, you've got a potent tank. Yeah.
Yeah, except I'm dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they catch up, you're dead. Ooh, that was ugly.
Okay.
Be careful, Deacon.
Do you think
Remember, there's
you want to show some more stuff?
There's a big fucking horde here? Yeah.
Well, I no,
I
well,
don't even know how long you
Thanks.
wanted to make this.
I actually don't really know. I mean, the idea is that I'm enjoying the game, even though some of the technical issues are really problematic to me. The slowdowns, like I said, but it's oh, that's a bad idea to go and try it with a shotgun. Not the best idea, but well. And story is engaging. It makes you want to find out what's going to happen, and boom. And yeah, so they're angry. But yes, I'm actually looking forward to trying to deal with the. Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, I think I saw a video of
Yeah, it's
something like that. It's happening. Is fire effective against the orc?
well, he's actually attacking his friends, so
Oh yeah,
that's nice.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they actually stopped to get the
Yeah.
big guy. Interesting.
Well, that's what's interesting. It's a sort of ecosystem. So, ooh, my bike. Who do you think you are? Oops. Try this.
And what you told me yesterday that even after quite a few hours of game, you have no explanation about what happened to get to this point and things like that.
Yeah, no, the outbreak is pretty mysterious. We don't really know what's going on and why, and we don't know if how people get infected. We don't it's not like in The Last of Us where everything was explained even before the game was released.
Yeah, very much spell for us.
From him.
I like how there's the Sims now a bit above.
Yeah. Woohoo.
So how are the controls?
They're good. The feedback is nice. Some weapons are not as fun as others, but oh, look at this! Made it out alive. So
I guess the big guy helped you quite a bit.
well, yeah, sure. I hired him actually beforehand, so that's why.
So how does the health system work? Do you have a potion you can use during a fight and things like
Yeah,
that?
you have like bandages or med kits, and you can use them.
Use them freely.
You can use like slow the menu, or you can
Okay.
just press the D-pad, and it's
Okay.
pretty easy. Even though sometimes it can get mixed up, I guess. Running away and trying to use the left of the D-pad is not always convenient, but you manage.
Oh, you can use focus at least.
Also, if you have some left. And you obviously, there's something I haven't shown with our skills. 3 different skill trees.
Oh yeah.
Meta
Can you
combat.
explain how you open the menus?
Oh yeah, sure. With
that's a nice thing.
yeah, that's very nice. Like the touchpad, it's if you swipe down, it's the skills. If you swipe right, is the map. If you swipe left, it's the inventory, and up is the storylines. And of course, when you are in the menu, you can swipe right or down, or left, and it works very, very well. It's very smooth. It's very quick. It's an excellent idea, I would say. It's something that all PS4 games should have, because you don't need to. It's not complicated to actually open the map. You don't need to press a button for 5 seconds or a combination of buttons to do to have access to some things. So yeah, I like it very much. And I think it's quite brilliant that they did it this way. May have been other games which did it. I'm not sure. Woohoo!
There's still a lot of them. Right?
Yeah, there is.
You don't seem really concerned, in fact.
Oh, you mean Deacon?
Well, the way you are showing the role right now, it don't seem that dangerous.
Well, because there's I don't know, because I was relaxed, maybe, because
Yeah.
see.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
So if you go up somewhere, as it can follow you. If you just well, I know it's
sure.
Assassin's Creed and everything, but if you go on the roof of something, so
do
they
this.
just wait for you.
Can do
Below?
this. Yes, they're well. No, they're going to come. So here, that's more or less what happened in the E3 demo, if you remember.
Oh yeah, yeah, but it was just a door there to break. If there is no door, you just use something. Yeah.
They're coming. Oh, and from everywhere. Well, this is not going to. Oops! No, that's a dead end. And I'm not. Let me take some help,
Magic of rolling.
because I had some bit of stamina left. Oh, okay. Oh no, they're coming this way. I don't have any stamina left.
Is there a stamina potion or?
Yeah, they are. Oh, look at this.
That's impressive. Yeah, it's still running well, I guess.
Yeah, it does. Actually, it runs better than on the bike.
Yeah. It reminds me a bit of stamina.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay, that probably is
So,
a good way
is
to.
there anything else?
I don't know. Probably no. I think that's it. It's something that you also saw in one of the direct feed videos I prepared.
Be
So
careful,
it's not that it's new, but it's just to show you that it's the way it happens is depending on what you do, the weapons you have, where you go, and how you handle it. It's going to it can go down pretty bad. And well, for now, such a big horde, I haven't been able to survive, to be honest. But that's the fun, also. I would say that's also what makes this game different from The Last of Us. I mean, it's very familiar in many ways. It reminds of other games with zombies or infected people, but this horde system, the number of freakers you can see sometimes just crossing the road when you're just exploring, reminds you that you're not playing just another game. But it has issues, but I'm having fun. The issues problems I have with the game are mostly technical. Although sometimes it's a bit annoying to see that they have cutscenes for nothing interesting, 2 seconds, just getting on the bike. Why not just let the character speak while you're playing? And so because you have a loading screen before the cutscene, it sort of breaks the pace a little bit. So sometimes it's like, okay, why would you do that? But it's still the characters are pretty cool. I like Deacon. I also like some of the other characters I've met, and I want to see the end of it. So then I don't know exactly how we feel. When I just sit and try to think about the game and try to review it. But it's probably not as polished as what you've come to expect of Sony's exclusives, but it's still an impressive game on some aspects and a pretty fun one also. So I think that's
right. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I think we are going to try in the future. Well, I don't know what's the big games, big upcoming games now.
I think there's nothing coming that is going to be big aside from maybe a Plague Tale of Innocence, which is not a big game, but it's a game that has a
quite a bit of hype. Yeah.
And we're supposed to have Olivier de Rivière and sound designer from Asobo Studio with us for the release of the game on the live stream. So we'll probably do it in both English and French, as we usually do, because our special guest is always Olivier de Rivière anyway. So
yeah,
that's the only guy we know.
We know Fergus a bit, but
yeah, it's true.
It's been a long time now.
Yeah, quite a while, and I'm not too sure how the crew is doing, but I think it's not too great. I mean, they probably have players, but I think the choice of keeping the US, not giving more, like new places to explore, that was understandable, but it was also a mistake. So, well, anyway, it's not going to be a conclusion about the crew. Days Gone, which will be officially released in Europe and the US tomorrow or later today, depending on the time code where you live. Probably people in Australia are playing it right now. But just check the other reviews, see the scores if you want. But it's clearly not a bad game. It's a game with issues, but it's a game that I want to keep playing, if that's any indication of how good or bad it is.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess we will know more with the review.
Yes, it's probably going to be a review in progress, not a full review. I've completed the game because I don't see how I could possibly finish it unless the second area, the narrative is shorter somehow. But I think it's going to be this is what I can say. I haven't completed it. This is the problems I see. This is the fun I've had, and well, hopefully that will be enough for the community.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see you guys in a few weeks with Plague Tale.
Yeah, sure. And thanks for watching.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.